Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Round the Ropes episode for this Tuesday. I forgot what date it is. Oh, yeah, the 16th.
I got to compliment you, John. I'm going to start right away because I really have to compliment you on that brand new intro that you said we were going to have. That's it's amazing. Fucking, it hits hard. It's great. It's energetic. It gets you going. I love it.
I sense the sarcasm in there.
Oh, there's no sarcasm. What are you talking about?
Ray, I wasn't born yesterday. But guys,
John, of course if there isn't sarcasm, do I even like you?
Good point. Guys, of course, you know who that other man is. The one, the only, Ray from Mass. Ray, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good until we were in our pre-show meeting and you decided that you were going to cover a subject that I just...
Well, I want to bring up this one topic quickly, and then obviously, guys, we will get you guys ready for this busy weekend coming up as we have All Out, and we also have Wrestlepalooza coming up. And by the way, guys, we're also going to try something a little new tonight because NXT Homecoming is actually live tonight as we're live here. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to be giving you guys a live reaction because I think tonight is NXT's first night back at Full Sail.
It is.
In 5 years.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's insane to think that NXT has gotten that big that they have not been back to that building in 5 years.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy when you think about it. I never really thought about it until you just mentioned it. Holy crap. Yeah, that's kind of...
right now, they're showing, like, the early days of NXT.
The early days.
It's weird to think how much of the main roster came from that building. Mm-hmm. How you had... right now they're showing Seth Rollins winning the NXT title, the Wyatt family. This is really the early days. Triple H when he first got his short hair. Wow, Dusty. Yeah, so they're really giving you guys. So guys, again, we'll have we'll keep you guys posted on what's going on with NXT. But yeah, before we get into All Out and we get into Wrestlepalooza, I want to touch quickly on some wrestling news that's been going on since we were last on. Guys, of course, also, before I forget, you can find us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. You can also find us now on I-86 Network as well, which is a great sports show. But, of course, always, guys, you guys can watch us there. If you guys can't get us live, you guys can always watch us, listen to us on Spotify, Apple, TuneIn, Odyssey. Well, Odyssey is on Saturdays from 12 to 2 through Backstage Radio Network. And not that I want to spoil anything, but...
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You make them wait.
Yes. I'm not saying anything on that, but let's get... Actually, you know what's funny? Let's get into it because with tonight being NXT Homecoming, Ray, I want to ask you this.
Hold on. I signed up for this stupid trial for YouTube TV because you tell me in the pre-pro production meeting that, hey, I think it'd be a good idea if we did this. And I'm like, John, I cut the cord. I don't got none of this shit. And you're like, you can do YouTube TV. So, all right. It just loaded. There we go. All right, John, let's do this.
I want to ask you right now, give me your 5 biggest returns or / debuts we've ever seen in NXT, in your opinion?
Asuka.
Okay.
Kenta. Finn Balor's return. Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens.
It's funny. I would have to agree. I think all of those are big ones. I think another one people forget about is when Eric Young showed up. That's another one I think people forget about. Bobby Roode. Which, by the way, supposedly, I don't know if you know the story, supposedly Glorious was not meant for Bobby Roode.
Oh my God, can you imagine it for anybody else though?
No, but I read that in an interview somewhere. Or I think they asked Chris Van Vliet asked Bobby Roode. And he's like, no, originally I think it was supposed to be for Shinsuke.
Oh God, no. Hell no.
That wouldn't have fit. But we do got a comment coming in here from Facebook, and I just want to give them a quick shout out.
Is that Davey J?
David chimes in. He goes, "Hey John, my wrestling group just turned 4 years old yesterday. David, congratulations."
Oh my God, are they walking? They talking? What is that, like kindergarten age? That's amazing. I remember when Melody was 4.
And yes, David, we were just kind of talking about that right now, that Bobby Roode will be making a return tonight.
Well, isn't Bobby one of like the main agents for NXT as it is?
I think so. But he hasn't been on TV in a while now.
No, I know.
He
doesn't even, you know what's funny is he doesn't even really go out there to break up the scrums.
No.
You see Petey Williams, you see Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because his neck injury is that bad that they don't even want to risk him being accidentally bumped.
I don't know. I don't know. But it's weird to think that NXT has gotten so big in the last number of years. They have been in the 2300 Arena down in Philly. They have been in a lot of these bigger venues. And now they're coming home. Let's be honest. For them right now, when they're coming home now, it's like the big company returning to the VFW hall up the block.
Yeah. You're absolutely that's pretty fair.
But I want to get, obviously, like I said, we'll keep you guys posted with NXT tonight. But I definitely want to get into the other news that has happened since we were last on with you guys.
They're starting the welcome home chant for Trips while he's standing there pointing at the NXT logo.
Yeah. We found out this week where WrestleMania 43 is going to be.
John, you got to tell me these things so that I don't eat before the show, because I had a really great dinner and it's just going to all come up right now.
David said, going back to the Bobby Roode thing for a second, he goes, was just going to say, I think he was initially out due to, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I believe it was his neck. Like, it was like the third spinal fusion in his neck, or the third, yeah, it's a spinal fusion because they go through the neck. The third neck fusion in like a short amount of years. And they were like...
Same, but that's also the same, remember, with Jason Jordan.
Yeah. I thought Jason Jordan was concussions, though.
But I think it was a combination.
Oh.
But, no, found out what WrestleMania 43 is going to be. And we know 42 is going to be in Vegas again.
Vegas Part 2.
Yes. 43, we found out, is going to be in Saudi. Now, apparently, according to one report I read, the rumor that's been circulating is the original plan for WrestleMania 43, 44, and 45 was that, 42, I think it was 42, 43, and 44 was, from what I read, it was supposed to be New Orleans, Nashville, and then Indianapolis.
Really?
And now we will have, in 2027, we'll have our first international WrestleMania. But now here's my issue with it. Why? Let me rephrase that. I know why Saudi got it, because Saudi paid them a crap ton of money to get it. But I think if any city should have gotten a WrestleMania outside of the United States, London. I think England should have gotten one way before Saudi does.
But here's the thing. So I'm going to tie this into an article that I read this weekend, and I think I may have sent it to the group, to our production group chat. Not entirely sure. Maybe I screenshotted it and was like, I got to send that to the group, and never did. But do you know that WWE wanted to do John Cena's last match, rightfully so, in Boston?
Yes, I did.
Do you know why it's happening in DC?
Money, 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 money.
Because WWE wanted the city of Boston to pay over $7 million to host it.
Didn't I hear supposedly they didn't want to do that because they felt like it was too close to Christmas, and
They felt
make
so.
money?
The mayor felt the governor. Sorry, Michelle Wu thought that it was, with it being so close to Christmas and the fact that tourism is down. Like, tourism is down. That's a down season for tourism in mass.
Yeah.
Let's be quite honest, because it's fucking 0 degrees outside. You want to go to some place that's 0 degrees outside?
No, not prefer.
No, not particularly. So they said that it just wouldn't be a fiscally responsible decision to pay $7 million and maybe not even make that money back.
Yeah, but you know what's funny though? I definitely want to get into that. I definitely want to get into the John Cena thing because I think that whole thing is ridiculous. But I want to finish up quickly with the Saudi news here, because even David in the comment section, who lives in the UK, even said it himself. He goes, "I'm actually disappointed, very disappointed about Saudi Arabia getting Mania in 2027."
But in the grand scheme of things, you can't. As much as I am irritated that Saudi has it, they already have. They're still working on their 10-year contract with Saudi.
Yeah.
For X amount of events. Not to mention with TKO now taking hold and wanting to raise not wanting to, they are raising the prices, as we spoke about last week, because they felt that Vince was too family friendly in his pricing, essentially. You know, they want this, they want them to have like the elite superstar crowd of the UFC, and that's not going to happen. People aren't going, that many people to require WrestleMania to have 2 nights are not going to pay those elite ticket prices. You're not going to get that elite populace in the arena for performance art. I'm sorry, as much as I love pro wrestling, it's not a combat sport.
No. It's funny. Jay in the comment section brings a very interesting
Jay
point.
Working on the YT channel. Good job, Jay.
He goes, WrestleMania at 2 p.m. No, thank you. But here's the other thing also, and we always talk about this. While this is happening, here's an opportunity though, because even Jay brought it up, and I've heard a lot of people say this. This is an opportunity for AEW. You want to strike, and there is no Tony Khan always says he never wants to do a show WrestleMania weekend.
I am sorry. I'm going to pause you right there, because on NXT Homecoming, the one, the only, made in England himself, Lord William Regal, has stepped on the stage.
You must be ahead of me then. Because right now, what I'm seeing on my screen is Hunter and Sean are in the ring.
Okay, so we're going to sync up. So you let me know, because I'm at 13:55. 13:58, sorry. You let me know when Regal's just about to talk.
Well, they haven't even shown him yet. Yep, he just came out.
Okay, let me know when he lifts the microphone to his face and they go to the wide shot so that you see Homecoming on Regal's right side and No Mercy on Regal's left side.
Yeah, he's coming out. Wow, he looks good. But he doesn't look any different.
Earl Grey tea.
He doesn't look any different.
Earl Grey tea. That's what he swears by it.
Yep. Here we go. He's about to talk now. But let me get back to the comments here.
Yeah. Well, so we were talking about AEW's opportunity to strike. Explain that to me.
Think about it. They've always said they never want to do a show WrestleMania weekend. But when you
Said
got,
what?
they never, in the 5-6 years, they've been around, what, 6 years now? AEW?
Yeah.
In the 6 years they've been around, they've never done a show WrestleMania weekend.
Right.
Now that, because you know how WrestleMania weekend you tend to have all the independent companies, your GCWs, your Blood Sports. So they never figured, their mentality is, well, we're not going to do a show to compete with them because we know nobody's going to, because there's so much wrestling that weekend. Now that you got WWE going to Saudi, now you have an opportunity for the fans in the States. Go ahead.
The women's tag team champions are out on stage.
Oh, wow.
I'm just letting everybody. I'm just trying to keep everybody in the loop.
No, you're good. You're good. But Ray, to answer your question, that's why.
I mean, that makes sense. I would. Jay brings up a good point. WrestleMania at 2 p.m. No, thank you. He also says that he says, "Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on, Jay? Glad to see that you're over on the YouTube, keeping us live." He said they can do a stadium show and cater to all the indie shows going around that time, meet and greets, etc., and score big. He's absolutely correct.
Hey, they do have a thing called Starcast.
Absolutely correct. I would love for them to incorporate Bloodsport into like night one of Anti-Mania programming.
Oh, I would love that. No, I would love that. And
it would be, they could do it very easily. They could do it a la WrestleMania 2. You remember what was so special about WrestleMania 2?
It was in 3 different cities.
3 different cities, all at the same time.
Wasn't it Chicago, Los Angeles?
It was the Rosemont Horizon, MSG, and...
No, Nassau Coliseum.
Nassau Coliseum, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was
Rosemont, Nassau, and I can't remember what the third one was.
It was in LA, I think.
I know that, but I can't remember what it was called.
Some LA building? I don't know.
Some LA building. Yeah, John. That's probably what it was called.
But no, I think, I mean, they do have Starcast because what's his face? Conrad runs it. There's your opportunity right there.
Oh, the Memorial Sports Arena in LA.
Okay. But I just think if I'm AEW, you pull the trigger.
That would absolutely be the year. You start planning for that now.
I'll put it to you this way. If they don't, because Tony Khan still has the mentality of, oh, I don't want to compete with WrestleMania, then I will come here on the show and continue to say what I say about him. Because even to me, you could have the dumbest person ever. And for them to have the opportunity that they're literally WWE is handing them the opportunity on a silver platter and saying, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Do something with it. Or if you want, you can do a big AEW show. And you know how like with WWE when they do it a lot of times and usually have TakeOver, like, the day of or the day before?
Mm-hmm.
Do a big Ring of Honor show.
Yeah. Night one could be a GCW AEW show. Night 2 could be, or you know what? No. Night 1, ROH GCW. Night 2, like the Forbidden Door.
Yeah. I mean, you could even do it if you want, where if you want to make it even more interesting, you can do ROH versus GCW. Have GCW invade ROH.
No, what was that? That make it like that Survivor Series was that one time. NXT versus SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't think you can call. I don't think you can call it that because doesn't WWE own a copyright to that?
To what?
The Rumble or Royal Rumble?
What are you talking about?
Survivor Series. Sorry.
I didn't say call it Survivor Series. I said you can do what they did for that Survivor Series, where it was NXT versus SmackDown versus Raw.
Yes. I apologize about that. My brain was in 27.
You can have GCW versus ROH versus AEW.
Yeah, it can be done. But here's the thing, though. Will Tony actually pull the trigger? That's what I'm curious to say.
I don't know.
That's what I'm curious to see.
It also might be a little too early. We're talking about a WrestleMania that's 2 years removed. That we're 2 years removed from. So,
You know what's funny though? You say that now. Yes, it's early to announce anything, but it's not early to start planning. Think about it. Didn't they announce the main event for WrestleMania 28 or 29 a year in advance?
are we really going to talk about Rock versus Cena 2?
The once in a lifetime.
Again.
But my point is this. If I'm AEW, I pull the trigger and I go for it. All it's going to do is benefit you. But I want to touch quickly on the other news that you brought up before. John Cena. Obviously, we saw Raw last night was up in Boston. And this was because they felt that, because of, with everything that happened, they want to at least give him one last run in Boston. Now, as somebody who lives up there, when you heard that they weren't going to do Cena's retirement match in Boston, what was your first reaction?
I thought it was bullshit. Everybody knows that Boston is a wrestling town. Boston is hot for its wrestling. Okay? Massachusetts is hot for its wrestling. So to not have John Cena's last match in Boston because you wanted to charge the city of Boston $7 million to have the right to hold the match in Boston, bruh. We can, as much as we do not like Vince McMahon and can't stand VKM, we can all agree that if he were in charge still, because of everything that Cena has done, his last match would be in Boston.
Yeah. And now sights are set for Washington.
Fucking what ties does Washington D.C. have to John Cena?
Isn't that supposedly where he started?
They don't claim him.
But isn't that where he
made claim them?
But let me ask you this though. More like I think it's gonna be a Saturday night's main event.
Who is this? What is going on right now? Oh, this is Sean Spears' group on NXT, The Culling.
Yes. Now let me ask you this though. Anybody who watches Jay, David, you guys can chime in this as well. You have the pencil. You have Cena's last match. Who are you putting him up against?
The fucking Nexus.
No, go on, explain.
Oh, well, there you have absolutely no reaction. I would have him go up against the Nexus. You ask anybody, casual wrestling fan, hardcore wrestling fan, what is their most memorable John Cena moment? 9 out of 10 people are going to say when he got obliterated by the Nexus.
And it's funny, it was just in an interview. Was it Heath Slater? I think it was Heath Slater or one of them. Maybe it's Slater who turned around and said, it's time for us to do one last run with Nexus.
Can you imagine them giving Daniel Bryan the rights for one night to go back to WWE for Cena?
I don't know if Tony Khan would do that, to be honest. I don't think Tony would do that. I have another name. I have another name I think it should be. Actually, 2 names. But I think one of them probably makes more sense than the other. In this last run that we have seen John wrestle, he's never gone up against a up-and-coming star. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And he's never come up against somebody who could be considered the future.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay is on the same wavelength. I'm thinking, why not him and Braun Breaker?
Why?
Braun Breaker is in that spot right now that he has main event written all over him.
Okay, that means that he doesn't need the Cena rub.
Yeah, but I think getting the Cena rub would help him tremendously. Okay, would you rather have them bring in, let's say, a Chris Jericho?
Fuck no.
Somebody like that nature?
No. God, no.
So this is probably the most perfect thing for them to do by having somebody like Braun Breaker, have Breaker beat Jon. Then you could have Paul Heyman. I mean, I'll put it this way. Go back to when Paul Heyman was cutting promos for Brock after Brock beat Taker at WrestleMania 30. And what was the line he always kept saying?
The one in 21-1.
He could have, fast forward to now, he could have Braun Breaker turn around and be like, this is the guy who put the "you can't see me" guy on the shelf.
That makes no sense because everybody knows that it's the difference between that and what you are proposing is this. Nobody expected Taker to lose. To the point that for a week, almost a month afterwards, people were still convinced that the ref fucked up. Okay? Everybody knows when Cena's last match is. Everybody knows that Cena's going to lose his last match because anybody worth their salt in this business goes out on their back.
But I think it would make a lot more logical sense for it to be a Braun Breaker.
No. When he had the title, it made more sense for it to be Truth.
Okay.
When he was a heel and had the title, it was making more sense for it to be Truth, especially the way he treated Truth prior.
I just think if you do it on somebody like Breaker,
but Breaker doesn't need it. That's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing, though, it would do nothing. It wouldn't hurt him. Or if you don't do that,
you don't think it would. You don't think that it would hurt him with everybody already knowing that Cena's going to lose this match? That's why I didn't bring up a young up-and-comer. You bring out the Nexus, you have Wade Barrett do it, you have Cena job to Wade Barrett. There you go. No, everybody stays fan favorites. Wade Barrett gets his get back after fucking 15 years, after friggin' 15 years, you know, and Cena gets his last match, and everybody and there's a Nexus, you know, reunion or what have you before or after the match.
I don't
think that Braun Breaker needs the rub of a match that people already know the opponent is going to win.
I don't know, but then the only way you would do that is you're not going to bring back everybody, though. You would have to have it then be Wade Barrett then.
Right. You could have the remaining members of the Nexus in Wade Barrett's corner. They don't have to come out and beat him down. You can have Heath Slater. You can have Darren Young. You can have...
You're not going to have Ryback.
No, and you're not going to have Husky.
No.
Who else was there? Tarver.
Yeah, I don't think he's even in wrestling anymore.
Doesn't have to be in John. They're not wrestling. They're just there to be the Nexus.
Oh yeah, good point. No, you got a point there. Let's get back to some of the comments here. Jay says, I get why you're saying you don't need the rub because all the great work he's doing now, and he's the star of the division, but we're talking about Cena cementing Braun in that spot. And quickly, just want to go to David here, who says, since Tatum Paxley joined the Colon, the group has become complete. I think they're a pretty good group. Yes, David, I will agree.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely correct. I think not only that, but I think Tatum Paxley found her home.
Yes.
I think that group really, really fits her. Her character fits in with that group. I think that's her home for a little while.
I totally agree on that. But I was going to say though, as far as with what we're seeing right now with Cena, because Jay makes another comment here. Cena cut his promo last night, and Jay over on YouTube says John Cena's promo last night was a waste. Didn't get me hyped for the match whatsoever.
I haven't been hyped for this match since friggin' Lesnar returned.
Well, let me ask you this though: do you think with this type of match and how much of a storied rivalry these two guys have?
Can we stop with the adjectives? It's not a storied rivalry. How many times have they faced each other? All of 3? And it wasn't even like it was a long blood feud like it was with Punk. I mean, come on.
No, I get
it's not a storied rivalry.
Okay, let me phrase it this way: 2 guys who have been in this industry for I think about the same time.
Absolutely, they're from the same OVW graduating class. Absolutely.
I got it. Hold on. Here's how you do Cena's last match: Fatal 4-Way. Cena, Brock, Dave Bautista, Randy Orton. There you go.
Bro, that would be amazing. the OVW graduating class match to send Cena off would be amazing.
I don't think they would do that because I don't think Batista's wrestling anymore. He's too busy making very good movies, by the way.
Making very good money, making very good movies.
Working half the schedule he does, but no,
your boy's got that Marvel money now. He don't need nothing else.
No, but as far as with Cena, I think it'll be very interesting to see. Obviously, we still got 2-3 months left of this.
What is it? December? Yeah, about 3, man. About 2.5. 2.5.
Let me ask you this: when do you think it's going to start hitting him, or do you think it already has hit him?
I think it. In all honesty, I think that's why we had the face turn as abruptly as we did.
Well, I know for a fact
because I think for him, it hit him, and he was like, "All right, I did the whole heel thing. I want to go back here. I can't think of taking this heel persona any longer." Like, yeah, I think that really pulled at the heartstrings, and still trying to do the Make-A-Wish granting, and while you're a heel, it just doesn't. I think that had a huge factor in why we saw that sudden, just literally out of left field face turn.
And we talked about it on the show, I think, before you joined, and none of us understood the heel turn, to be honest. None of us. At the time, it made no sense.
No, so let me cut you off right there. The heel turn was essentially him selling his soul to the devil being Rock, right?
Yeah.
It also covered the one thing that people have always wanted to see Cena as. Everybody has wanted to see Cena as a heel. If you remember the Firefly Funhouse match, that was the first time you saw Cena as a heel when he was the leader of the NWO.
I forgot about that. No, but you're right.
So that's why the heel turn happened.
But I think it's the follow-up that pissed everybody off.
Well, the follow-up was because The Rock just goes out there and freaking breaks character.
And Travis Scott really didn't help.
Yeah, and having Travis Scott there was just like, actually, you really had something.
Yeah,
you really had something.
You brought up Rock's name. That's another name I keep hearing as possible final opponent for Cena. Think about it. They're tied 1-1. But guys, here's what we're gonna do right now, because like I said, I can't
believe you mentioned that.
Ray, since I'm in such a good mood right now, if my screen would actually work right now.
One of us is.
I'm going to, and unfortunately, guys, again, we don't have Wilson's Corner this week.
We what?
We do not have Wilson's Corner this week.
So he premiered like Veer Mahan, but now he's performing like Nikita Lyons.
Exactly. But Ray, we're gonna go to a quick word here from our friends over at Flow.
Flow!
And then when we come back, we'll get you guys set and ready as we dive into the busy weekend of pro wrestling with Wrestlepalooza and AEW All Out.
Oh, you mean the rest of the weekend of wrestling that we have coming up?
Yes.
Not the one that just passed.
No. And
okay. Just clear it up.
I'm also going to talk about another thing that kind of pissed me off, because we found out over this past weekend what the main event of Wrestlepalooza is going to be. And I'll talk about that when we're back here on the Around the Ropes radio show. Myself and Ray, we'll be right back right after this. And we're back here live on the Around the Ropes radio show. I know I teased about that we're going to start talking about Wrestlepalooza and we were going to talk about All Out. But Ray, do you want to hear this quickly?
Okay, hold on. You watching NXT Homecoming?
Are you talking about what I just heard?
I'm talking about who was just on the screen.
No, I didn't see yet. Who?
Shayna Baszler.
Is she signed with the company?
She was released in May.
Well, I heard a possibility she was supposedly in as like a producer.
She's got independent dates.
I don't know. But what if I were to tell you this? You remember before we were saying how Hunter and Sean came out?
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw Mr. Regal come out?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, I'm just reading this right now. Apparently, Sean and Hunter were basically talking about, both of their times of running NXT.
Mm-hmm.
What if I were to tell you we may have gotten a glimpse of what War Games is going to be this year?
Of what?
War Games is going to be this November.
Okay.
Team Hunter versus Team Sean.
I think that's a good idea. I think that'd be a cool idea. However, I don't think it's going to be as cool as it could be. And the reason I say that is because too many of the members of the Hunter regime and the Sean regime have moved on to different orgs.
Okay, go on.
What do you mean go on? Think about it. Think about the Undisputed Era. That whole, I don't just mean the Undisputed Era guys. I mean that whole era of NXT with the Undisputed Era and Samoa Joe and all of them.
Yeah, no, they all went. They all went, all in, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But you still got guys like Rollins, Finn Balor.
Rollins,
Think about it.
would you consider Rollins a Triple H guy? He was getting called up just as they put H in the position. Like the Shield got called up just as they put H in charge of NXT. If anything, the Shield guys, well, the remaining Shield guys are Dusty era guys.
Well, unfortunately, Dusty isn't around anymore, so you can't really call, you can't. But I think if you have, but now this is where it gets interesting, though, because if like, let's say they're doing it for the women too, because I figure they're going to do a women's one also. You would think so. Do you put Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and I guess Bayley?
Definitely Bayley. I mean, you could even put Shayna in there.
But who knows if she signed to the company?
I mean,
don't know that yet.
That's a good point. I don't know what the hell's going. I was trying to cut the commercial off because I was like, what the?
But guys, obviously we'll keep you guys posted on what's going on. But guys, we're gonna start off with All Out for our predictions.
All Out, baby.
And we actually have a pre-show match for the 2 hour 0 hour, if that makes sense. Now, I'm surprised they're not calling this Blood and they're not waiting for this one for Blood and Guts, because I still think this would have been perfect. You have an 8-women tornado. They're calling it 8-women tornado tailgate.
I'm sorry. What are they calling it? Because I can't hear you because you keep going like this.
They're calling it an 8-women. 8-women. Hold on. 8-women
tornado tailgate brawl. Jesus H. Christ, John.
Yeah.
Your participants include Harley Cameron, Mina Shirakawa, Queen Amanata, and Willow Nightingale versus Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford, and the Triangle of Madness, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, which always bothers me because a triangle has 3 points. That's only 2. But hey, what do I know?
Hold on. You said it was because isn't it Penelope? No, isn't it Julia, Sky, and Thekla who are in the triangle of that triangle?
Is it Thekla that's in there?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Yeah, I don't Yeah, Heart Blue Thekla. Yeah, it is.
I think that
yes.
Yeah. It's funny. Jay in the goes, next match, please.
He said next match.
But here's
just because it's Julia Hart, I want her team to win. Your next match is your tag team match, which is Adam Copeland versus. Wait a minute, who was that?
While Ray's looking that up, I have the match right here.
No. I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out. Ciampa's on NXT right now.
Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, CNC versus FTR.
Right.
We said this last week. This should be your main event right here.
It should. Just so you know, it's DIY versus Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Ciampa came out with his face spray painted in a skull pattern with black and gold.
It's funny because over on YouTube, Jay has FTR.
I got FTR. This can't be a one-off for these four. I haven't heard anything about contracts, bro. I haven't heard anything about contracts being re-signed.
But I mean, if he does resign, then yes, I agree. This shouldn't be a one-off. But I think you almost have to, with the fact that his contract ends in October.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you this now, because I hate to say this, but I think FTR gets the win here. Because I'm saying for this reason. If FTR wins, they put, let's say Cope is not re-signing with AEW.
Let's say neither one of them are.
Then the possible scenario I could see playing out is they brutalize Cope and Christian at the end. That they're both getting pulled out in stretchers.
Yeah, I would need to see Beth jump a guardrail and like try to get them to stop, maybe Stokely holds her back.
I think if you do that, then give FTR the win. Because I think all you can do with that is give them a lot more heat.
Mm-hmm. I agree
and
with
then
that.
You can have them where you can have them, if you want to really get them some more heat, have them walk out with shirts that say, we ended CNC or something. Almost like, remember back in the 70s?
No, I broke Dusty's leg.
Yeah. Something like that where it's like, we ended CNC.
We broke CNC's necks.
Something like that. I think all you would do is get a lot of heat for them.
You just ride that till you can't anymore.
I mean, we saw it. Go back to the run they just had at the 2300 Arena. How many videos did we see on social media of FTR going after the fans?
Mm-hmm.
And I think...
Well, we would assume those would be extras and not fans.
No, some of them were fans. Some of them were fans. And the one thing we always talk about is you don't have the true heel anymore in pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody wants to ever push the edge. You're not going to see the heels like you did back in the day when you had the Dudley Boys in ECW. I've heard stories of this many times when the Dudley Boys would start riots in that building, like legit riots. I think if you have them win here and you let them ride out this heel, I think you're going to see the most hated team in all professional wrestling. Because not only did you beat Cope and Christian, you beat them in their hometown of Toronto, in front of their friends and family. You want to talk about not only getting FTR heat, but you're going to have the fans be emotionally invested in it, big time. And then you kind of can propel FTR, I think, towards the tag belts again with this. And I can see the scenario either at Full Gear in November when they're in New York, or sometime early next year. I can see FTR going after those titles again. Because I think with that, and we'll get into the tag belts here, momentarily. I think when you look at the tag team division, I mean, yes, right now you got Brodito as a tag champs, but right now, you look at the other tag teams right now. Other than FTR, who is a formidable tag team to go after those titles right now? Give me one team. Think about it.
I mean, you could have the Ops go for it, but they're the Trios champs.
Yeah, you're not going to have them go for that. Okay, I think give it time. You know who else I could see potentially be the team to go after if they're booked right? There's the team in ROH right now of Blake Christensen and Lee Johnson.
Yep.
Also, we could be seeing a possible reunion of the Acclaimed.
I think that would be what's best for business. Their single runs have not done them any favors.
But I think right now, if you look at the tag team division of AEW, other than FTR, I can't really name a team unless there's somebody in the comment section who can bring up one or Ray, if you can look up the tag teams right now who are in AEW, I can't think of one team that I can sit there and say, oh, I think they could be a formidable team to go after Brodito right now. I think right now the only formidable team is FTR. And I think the only way you get FTR to that point is you have to have them beat Cope and Christian on Saturday. I think there's no other way that you can do it at this point. So I think we're both in agreement on that FTR for the win here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Let's go to the next one here. Speaking about tag teams, we got the Hurt Syndicate. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and an MVP takes on Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, which is Bishop, Khan, and Toa Leona. Now, from what I've been hearing, I'm hearing rumblings, and Ray, I don't know if you've heard these as well, the Hurt Syndicate are not easy to work with backstage.
I mean, I haven't come across those particular articles, but that's not me saying that they don't exist.
I just think with this one, I think the Hurt Syndicate gets the win here. Because let's be honest, why are the Gates of Agony with Ricochet?
To beat the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. I get that much. But what's the plan after?
I mean, you asked.
What's the plan after with them?
Well, hopefully it would be to get Gates of Agony back to their former prestige that they were in at ROH, where they were contenders for the tag team championship, only doing it for AEW instead of ROH.
I don't know, but I think they got to distance themselves from Ricochet.
Why?
Because you let them terrorize that division.
I'm saying is, why would you have them break away from Ricochet when Ricochet is arguably the bigger name out of the three of them, and he is helping them become more established with the AEW crowd?
Yeah, but my other thing is this, though. You look at the Hurt Syndicate. We know why they're together. What's the story with these guys? Why, as a fan, should I be emotionally invested in Ricochet and the Gates of Agony?
Why are you emotionally invested in the Hurt Syndicate?
Because they hurt people.
So that's why you're emotionally invested?
Because I know they're...
You literally just said that Khan and Leona have terrorized people. They hurt people too.
When they were by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. When they were by themselves. In the position they're in now, I can't see how Hurt Syndicate doesn't get the win here.
Because Hurt Syndicate doesn't need the win.
Now, let me ask you this, though. If Ricochet and the Gates of Agony get the win here, do you see them going up against the Ops for the Trios titles?
Absolutely.
I think that would probably make the most sense then, if that's the direction you're going with them.
And then you could have the Hurt Syndicate go back for their tag team titles.
Yeah, I could see the possible scenario where it's them and FTR gunning for Brodito.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, guys, I kind of answered my question for yes, there are two formidable teams then. It's FTR and Hurt Syndicate. So, you know what's funny though, Ray? Originally I had Hurt Syndicate win, but the idea you just put in my head actually makes a lot more sense. And when you look at the Hurt Syndicate with Bobby, Shelton, and MVP, they're Teflon. They don't need. And here's the thing. A loss here isn't going to hurt them.
No, it's not. But it'll do way more for those three than it will for the Hurt Syndicate. The thing is, we can't let AEW go the way of WCW, which was let all of the former WWE guys win and hold everything, right?
Yeah.
There are a couple exceptions, like Mox is an exception because he was one of the first, and he hasn't even looked back, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you would put someone with Joe in that, but you definitely would put Mox in that in that category. You know,
I think you can put, but Mox I think would be the only one because Mox when he came. Oh, here's the difference though. Going back to your WCW thing here for a second.
mm-hmm.
When a lot of those guys came over, they kept the WWE names, the Kevin Nashes, the Scott Halls, the Lex Lugers.
Well, they kept Luger's because Luger owned it.
Oh,
Scott Hall was not Scott Hall when he was in WWE. He was Razor Ramon. Kevin Nash wasn't Kevin Nash when he was in WWE. He was Diesel.
But my point is this. You look at Moxley. Moxley when he was in WWE, obviously we know him as Dean Ambrose.
Because that was his name in WWE, yep.
Yes. But I think the problem is when he switched over to AEW in the early days that he did, he became one of the mainstays. I think.
Yeah, that's literally what I've said.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying that the difference is a lot of those guys who jump, because you were saying, I'm saying more about like the other guys, for example. That it wasn't, that with Moxley, I feel like with his whole persona and personality changed when he switched over.
Well, so if you followed Moxley's career prior to being picked up by WWE, what you are seeing is exactly what you saw prior to. It was WWE that changed his persona. You know, when he went back to AEW, he was allowed to be Mox again. You know, and the whole reason why I brought up WCW is because when you had all these WWE guys coming in from WCW, you didn't build younger talent. So to avoid falling the same way as WC, you know, in the same category as WCW, you have to let some of these former WWE guys go over. I mean, put younger talent over. You know, you've got to let your Hurt Syndicate put over your Gates of Agony and Ricochet. Was Ricochet a WWE guy? Yes. Was he a main card WWE guy? Yes. Was he at the level of the Hurt Business in WWE? No. And it was because of his size. Maybe a little bit on his promos, but he's working on his promo ability. His promo ability's gotten a lot better. You know? You know, that goes into the whole, you know, the Hurt Syndicate, they're Teflon. They are so established and so well liked by the crowd everywhere they go that it doesn't bother them, you know? And Jay over in YT land, yeah, maybe one day John will give me the power to click on the damn comments while he's looking at his phone. Moxley in AEW, is he not a baby face or a heel? He's a guy in there trying to get young talent over. Question for you guys. Is what Moxley doing working for young talent? I mean, he's elevated
Daniel Garcia?
I was thinking of the Philly kid. Fucking Wheeler Yuta, Jesus. I was having such a brain melt with that. I wanted to say his name wrong. Yeah, and exactly like Jay said, not yet with Garcia, but you see him doing it. Is that you see him planting the seeds?
Yeah,
you know, which I think, yeah, Moxley has gone on record to say all he has ever wanted to do was build the young talent. I mean, same thing with Darby Allin, right?
And it's funny you bring that up because they have a match coming up, and we have one more match. So for this one, Ricochet and Gates of Agony.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're both going to be in agreement on this next one. For the TBS title, Riho, who we haven't seen in AEW, and it feels like forever.
She was on last week.
Well, I'm saying other than last week. takes on Mercedes 9-belt Monet. Is this the start of the downfall?
No.
Mercedes, or does Mercedes win this in a clean?
No, the CEO is going to ride on over Riho. CEO over Riho all day, any day.
Yeah,
Twice on a Sunday and 3 times on a Saturday.
Yeah, I think the problem is Riho right now, and Jay even makes the point here. Oh wait,
I think you read that wrong.
I got Riho just because she was always the first NOG.
Meh.
Jay, I gotta disagree.
We talked about Riho matches. You know, my issue with the Riho matches last week, where I am all for the suspension of belief, but Riho versus Nyla Rose, Riho versus Chris Statlander, it just takes me out of it. It doesn't help that they let her go out there dressed like she's a friggin' 14 years old. That doesn't help either.
No,
I know Izzy Moreno is younger than her. Why Izzy Moreno look older than her?
Yeah, bingo. Jay said it.
Fans like Mercedes and they like the CEO chant.
You mentioned Moxie and Darby before. They have, I think it's a coffin match.
A coffin match, which happens to be the specialty of one Darbus Allen.
I'm going to go first on this one. I think Darby wins. Moxie goes in the coffin, and then Moxie goes on vacation. I don't think this is I wanted to stress for this. I don't think this is the end of the Death Riders, but I think this is the last.
No, I think you're going to see the Death Riders off TV for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, though.
Yeah, but I think this is the match that does it. I think Darby finally puts Moxley out, so to speak.
Well, here's the thing. Isn't Darby undefeated in coffin matches?
Yes.
Just like Hangman's undefeated in Texas Death matches.
Yes.
Just like the Spanish God is undefeated in ladder matches.
Yeah, unfortunately not like Moxley, who I think would be winless in first blood matches.
It depends. It depends on how you want to phrase that. Because he is always the first one to bleed.
Yeah, but not but not when you're the first one to bleed and you lose.
Look at your TV, sir.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right, you want to tell the fans who?
I just so on NXT Homecoming, after we just saw the backstage scrum with Javon Evans and Sami Zayn pulling him off of that guy, the one and only Too Pretty for NXT, Tyler Breeze has made his re-debut on NXT with the selfie stick and everything.
Got a comment coming here from Jay saying, guys, why we keep pushing Darby to mid-card matches? The guy was at one point trying to get the AEW championship. Now it's a coffin match for nothing. This match is not necessary for Darby.
I disagree. It's a coffin match against your recently defeated former AEW champion after Darby hasn't been around for a while. Darby hasn't been around for a while. You're just going to throw him into the title match? For what? How does that look?
I also think for this one, according to Jay, Darby should be main eventing.
We don't disagree with you.
You want your first story for 2027, there is all effing AEW.
Yeah, so I'm going to reread that with the words that are actually on the screen because John's having a rough day today. Yeah, Darby should be main eventing. We all agree about that. You want your story for 2027? There it is, effing AEW.
I just said that.
That is not. Go back and watch the tape. That is not what you said.
I just said that.
Jay. Please tell him that is not. He did not read the words that were on the screen.
Okay, Jay says.
Who gives a shit? He's a pillar. Listen, here's the thing. Okay. And the next comment is exactly what Jay. Yes, not what you say. Thank you. Nobody disagrees that he should not be main eventing. Everybody thinks that he should be. Everybody here thinks he should be main eventing. Everybody does agree that he is a pillar. However, you cannot just. He hasn't been on TV. He hasn't been competing, and you're just going to throw him in. I like the way that they're doing it, giving him. We're talking like he's already got the win, but giving him the match against Moxley. Moxley just dropped the title, to Hangman. So have Darby face him, and then we can get everything up and running.
Next match we got here, MJF, Mark Briscoe in a TNT match.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm very, 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 very disappointed that it's a tables and tacks match. That's, first of all, it is the dumbest stipulation ever. I am like, what? You doused a man in gasoline and threatened to light him on fire. Why is this not an Inferno match?
Has AEW ever done an Inferno match?
What?
I don't think they've ever done an Inferno
No,
match.
they haven't, this is like perfect. This was the perfect setup. The perfect setup. I don't AEW muffed this up worse than the Jets muffed up the game against the Cowboys.
You mean the Giants?
Yes, New York, sorry. Why did I keep seeing Fields in a Giants uniform instead of in a Jets uniform.
Did the Jets play? Who did the Jets play on Sunday?
I thought they played Buffalo.
Yeah, they did. Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shit the bed with them.
Yeah, they definitely shit the bed with Buffalo. AEW muffed that just about as bad as both New York football teams this week. Is that better? That feel better for you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, glad I could make your feelings.
Yes, I think with this one, I think MJF gets the win here. I hate to say it because I think MJF. Technically, he still has the cash-in thing.
I think that Jay is absolutely correct in what he says.
Let me pull up the comment.
He says, Jay over in YouTube land says, do you guys feel that MJF is out of top guys to work with? Looking at the roster right now, with all of the injuries and unavailability.
Right. That says availability.
It says availability, but then that if you think about that doesn't really make any sense. Because if people were available, then he'd be facing them. But if he's not facing them, that means that they're unavailable to be faced, correct?
We're going to have a semantics here.
I'm just saying.
We're talking about pro wrestling.
Sorry.
No, you're. But I think with this one, I think the best way I can look at it, MJF gets to win here and propels himself towards the title again.
Yeah. And listen, Mark can do no wrong.
No.
Mark is at that point in his career. It's not, it's not known to WWE. I said availability because some people decide not to show up. Has anybody seen Jungle Boy? Good God. Jay coming for throats.
He's not wrong.
He's not. Good God.
But I think after what we just saw this past week on Being the Elite, I think we might see Jungle Boy back.
What happened on Being the Elite?
Supposedly there was a scene where there was a knife sent to the Young Bucks with a note saying, next time you stab me in the back. So who's to say we don't see it? Because we'll get to we have the fatal 4-way for the tag team belts. I mean, we don't know for certain yet if the Young Bucks are in. I'm just looking here quickly.
It says 3 teams to be determined.
Yeah, that's to be determined tomorrow night on September to Remember.
Yeah.
The 3-hour AEW, by the way.
A 3-hour AEW the Wednesday before, for their go-home show with a pay-per-view on Saturday. So are they saying that, oh, look at that. I am Gia. Love Sugar Daddy forever. Thanks, Adam. Spam bots. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So maybe we won't have a 17-hour AEW pay-per-view?
No, we're still going to have a 17-hour AEW pay-per-view. Because it's still
and a half, maybe?
Because think about it. Tony Khan isn't going to be nice and all out before WrestlePalooza. There's going to be some layover.
Oh, my God. That's a 6-hour layover, bro.
We're talking about Tony Khan here.
Dog, there's only 11 matches. What are you going to have them do? Each go for 37 minutes?
You forgot. He has one more Dynamite. Who say he doesn't announce 12 more matches tomorrow?
Oh, my God. Hold on. So the 60 times 6. That's 360 minutes. That means that every match would have to go for about 34 minutes. Listen, not for nothing, but can you imagine a 34-minute Eddie Kingston versus Big Bill?
That could be on an episode of Dynamite by itself.
I mean, I like Eddie. I like Big Bill. I don't think they can go 33 minutes.
37.
37, sorry. Jay brings up a good point. This is something that I sent to the group, the production group chat, and we did not get to cover it yet. Do you think AEW would sign Andrade again? My answer is no. I think you might be correct with that. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in CMLL or New Japan. But how about this? What if he got released from WWE but got signed to AAA?
That's a possibility. That's a strong possibility.
Jay says, John, stop. 34 minutes, no thank you. 37 minutes. And then he corrected himself, 37 minutes.
But let's get through these last couple matches because we still got WrestlePalooza to talk about.
Yeah, I know, and it's half the match card of this one.
So let's quickly go through the last couple matches here.
4-way match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Toni Storm, the champion, versus Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander versus the one and only Spider-Woman herself, Thekla.
Toni Storm gets the win here.
Timeless Toni, absolutely.
I think
this could set up a feud between Jamie and Toni. I think this could set up a feud between Chris and Toni. This could even set up a feud between Thekla and Chris and Jamie and Toni. I think there's a lot of possibilities that this match could go, but it will go only one way for Saturday, which is Timeless Toni Storm, remaining your AEW Women's Champion.
Who does she pin?
As much as I like Thekla, I think Thekla's there for the pin. Jay says, you got to put it on Hayter. No, she's really good and she needs to be established quick, or else the next time I see her is on Collision. But if you start the feud with Hayter because of this match, then you're keeping her in there. And then you can have her in the singles women's championship match where she pins Toni, doesn't have to pin somebody else. She pins Toni and gets the belt.
But here's Jay brings up an interesting point. He goes, she needs to win more, though.
Out of all of those, the one that would need the win the most would be Thekla.
But here's my other thing, though. I don't think Thekla is,
which is why she's going to get the pin, not the win.
Yeah, but I could see something here with Chris very easily because she has been talking to Death Riders. There has been conversations. I could see very easily. I mean, talk about this for a tag team, because I know eventually there's been talks about AEW doing a women's tag team division, hopefully better than WWE's piece of crap tag team women's division. What about the team of Marina Shafir and Chris Statlander?
That would be a legit team. That really would.
I could see that very easily happening. And honestly, JB goes to Collision. Okay, I have no issues with that at all. Collision, people don't give Collision enough credit. Collision is actually not bad. Sometimes.
I think at times Collision's better than Dynamite.
Going back to the comment section here, Jay goes, what percentage will you guys get? Oh boy. I gotta do math now.
Percentage you guys will give to each woman in this match? I don't understand the question. Next match.
Hey man.
Jay, you are asking at 9:00 at night Eastern Standard Time for us to do math. The math ain't mathin', brother.
We'll give you the Steiner math.
They each have a 33.3% chance of winning, brother.
Headman Adam Page takes on your TNT champion Kyle Fletcher.
With the Don Callis family being banned from... Oh, okay, there we go. He said, what is your win probability for all of the women in that match? I would say that Tony Storm gets about 40% of that. And then Jamie Hayter probably 20.
So you're at 60.
And then the other two, then Chris Statlander gets about 25 and Thekla gets 15.
I'm really going to go a step further. Keeping Tony at 40, Jamie at 20. Why not have Chris at 30? Because Chris did hold the TBS title for a little bit. So she does know what. And Thekla, I still think, gets 10.
Okay, that works.
Because as much as I like Thekla, I feel like she's not established.
She's not there yet.
Yeah, if we're sitting here next year, then yeah, absolutely. I would say
right.
Title on her. But I think now it's way too early.
Yeah. So there's your win probability, Jay. For Hangman Adam Page versus Kyle Fletcher.
Yes.
It's the AEW World Championship match with the Don Callis family banned from ringside. I mean, is this even like Page, bro? Page.
Yeah, I can't see Hangman not retaining here.
If nothing, for the simple fact that the Protostar is a stupid nickname. Stupid.
I'm going to say this right now. I hope that Fletcher leaves the Don Callis family.
I like Callis with Fletcher. I do. I absolutely do. It gives him that smarmy heel vibe, right? Which is what we need. You know what it honestly gives me? It gives me Ric Flair, Bobby Heenan vibe.
Here's my issue with it, though. I feel like with the whole Don Callis family, it's turning into the NWO. And I say that for this reason. NWO in the beginning, NWO in the beginning was Hogan, Hall, and Nash. By the time NWO was done, what they have? Every member of WCW at one point or another was a member of the NWO?
I think at one time we were eclipsing 23 members.
Okay. Look at the Don Callis family.
Okay, listen, you're right. It had members in it that I completely forgot were there, like Murder Hawk and who the hell is Murder Hawk's buddy?
Animal? Oh, Brian Cage.
Brian Cage, that's right, the Swolverine.
I think you're talking about Hawk from Road Warriors. Because we're talking about NWO.
No.
But my point is this. What is it now becoming? Well, we don't know what to do with this guy, so we should just put him with Don Callis.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's it feels. It gives the vibe. It gives that vibe. Jay over in YouTube says, no offense, but this shouldn't be main event worthy. Kyle, I love his work, but not yet. This feels very rushed. I don't disagree. I really don't. I feel like just 2 weeks ago, he had the damn TNT title.
No, I agree. I think this is completely rushed. And I think the fact that this is in a position of you're putting the, because now what's going to happen now if, let's say, when Fletcher does lose now? Doesn't that now lower the TNT title now?
Maybe.
I that's why. But let's keep going because we it's already 9:21 Eastern time here, so we got a few more matches to get to.
All right, so match number 9, Kazuchika Okada, your AEW Unified Champion, versus Konosuke Takeshita. Right there, you got 2 members of the Don Callis family, versus Mascara Dorado, and the Beast Mortos, formerly known as Black Taurus.
Yeah, only reason why he has this title match is because of who he's dating right now.
What's that?
Who he's dating right now.
Yeah, the CEO, of course. Mm-hmm. None other than the CEO, of course. So 3-way championship for the Unified Championship. I don't. This title has been around such a short amount of time to have so many name changes. Stomper.
Well, I'm confused though because I read something that supposedly the Unified title isn't whatchamacallit, isn't that it's not under the lineage of the Continental Classic.
No, its lineage is legitimately from the Continental and International Championships.
Yeah, but I still think those belts are still defended, though, from what I heard. Oh, then I misunderstood.
Negative loss.
I think Okada retains here.
I think Okada does retain. I do think that there will be some strife between Okada and Takeshita.
Yeah, I do as well.
And that could start your fraction within the DCF.
Next match.
Next match would be number 10 of the night, Eddie Kingston versus Big Bill. In a singles match, just a regular. Would you believe that there are only 3, maybe 4 non-gimmick matches? That's kind of weird. Anyway, Eddie Kingston versus Big Bill. I'm going with Eddie.
Yeah, you want to have a match that I think should be on Collision. It's this match.
Or in the 0 hour.
Yeah. I got to agree with Eddie as well. We can't really do the tag belts because we don't know who the other 3 teams are going to be.
No, but we do know that it will consist of the champions, Brodito.
Yeah, that's a positive.
I either way, I think Brodito is probably going to win.
Yeah, without a doubt. Let's do this. Let's go to another word from our friends over at Flow. We'll come back. We'll talk some WrestlePro, and I'll give you my thoughts on what the main event of WrestlePro was announced for and why I think it's the wrong decision. You guys, you are listening.
To our dedicated listeners, our friend and my fellow co-host John means WrestlePalooza, not WrestlePro.
Well, WrestlePro does have a big show coming up this weekend.
Yes, but it does not go into what you were saying. What you were saying was just now talking about WrestlePalooza and how you disagree with the main event.
Yes. Guys, we'll be right back right after this. You are listening to Around the World's Radio Show. We'll be right back right after this. And we are back here live on the Around the Ropes Radio Show. Now, guys, if you missed any of tonight's show, definitely go back to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, or to any podcast store, and you can listen to it, as we spent most of the show tonight previewing the upcoming All Out show. That's only because there was 825 matches to do. I want to move over now to WrestlePalooza. Obviously, it's the debut on ESPN for WWE. And, of course, to count the program, AEW, WWE decided to do their own show. And as of now, I think there's 6 matches announced.
We're looking at 5.
And, folks, I don't think this will take us as long to go through all of them like we did with AEW All Out. So, Ray, if you don't mind, after you brush your beard, if you don't mind giving us the first match on the card.
Listen, first off, don't be jealous because you can't grow a full one, my man. That you don't take that up with me. You take that up with. Okay, that's who you take that up with. But all joking aside, I will go with I will leave the 2 biggest matches for the end.
Yep.
Right now, leading off the card for WrestlePalooza, we have the Usos versus The Vision, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
I hate to say it, I think The Vision gets the win here.
Of course The Vision gets the win. Do the Usos need the win? No, the Usos don't need the win.
No, because also if you notice, I think Jay's turning heel.
Yeah, you think so? You don't think they're just going to go back to tag?
No, I think Jay's turning heel here.
Okay. So I say The Vision with flat out. You're saying The Vision with a Jey Uso heel turn.
Yes, very easily.
Okay. We've got the Women's World Championship, which is Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer.
For this one, I think Stephanie takes it here.
Hmm?
I think Stephanie takes it here.
I would like Stephanie to take it here. I'm going with Steph.
Yeah, I think we agree on Steph. Jay over and YouTube land says he thinks LA Knight's turning heel.
Well, that's news to me.
I also agree with that. So Stephanie takes the belt.
Very good, very good. Then we've got Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Championship. Oh, look, Bobby Roode's on NXT right now. And they hit us with the glorious. Oh, my God. And somebody said Joe Hendry's name.
Yeah, Joe Hendry. I have a strange feeling. I hate to say this. Joe Hendry, I think, is signed to WWE at this point.
Well, I mean, they're still doing the TNA mashup because Trick's been walking around with the TNA title.
But not only that, Joe Hendry recently did a surprise visit when they were over in Manchester.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
I mean, when his contract's up, he probably will.
I think for this one, I hate to say it, I think Cody retains.
Of course Cody retains. This was a match that was thrown together faster than your sister's underwear.
Next match.
You don't actually have to defend it. Just say it. Jesus H. Oh, yeah. Cody retains. Drew goes batshit crazy. So that is all. I'm sorry. I'm watching. I get this crap off of my screen, bro. It is a U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement commercial talking about how every day hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants guilty of drug trafficking and blah, blah, blah cross the border. And to get you to sign up and help fight this battle.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that's what we're doing now? We're running Gestapo-level propaganda commercials?
It's so stupid.
I'm not trying to get political. I'm not. It's just I'm watching NXT. I see that commercial air, and And let's see, what does Jay say over in YouTube land? Jay says, hey, can we talk about the Randy Drew match where Randy screams he never been slammed through the ropes and no-sell Drew's move when it happens?
Fortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch SmackDown this weekend, so I did not see that match.
What's that?
I didn't get a chance to watch SmackDown.
I did not either. I will have to. I'll have to watch the replay.
Yes, me too. But as far as now, I got to get this off my chest. You got AJ Lee back in this company for the first time in 10 years.
Yep.
Can somebody explain to me why Cena and Brock are closing out on Saturday? And don't give me this crap of, oh, it's because it's the last time they're facing each other. I'm sorry. You got AJ Lee back in this company for the first time in 10 years, somebody you never thought was ever going to step foot in this company again. But you're going to put Brock and Cena because, they're the ones who are the bigger names? I'm sorry.
But are they, though?
But hold on. Haven't all wrestling fans been clamoring for this dream match of the Punks versus the Rollins? And you're going to go, I don't understand this. Because to me, and I made this argument a number of years ago, when Punk first came back to AEW, he was set to take on Darby Allin at All Out. And he turned around, and they put Christian, the match with, I think it was Christian and Kenny, in the main event spot. And I was like, the fans aren't going to be emotionally invested in that. And lo and behold, look what happened. I think with this one, if you put a poll out there of WWE fans about which match they're more interested in from an emotional standpoint, I think it's the mixed gender tag match over Cena and Brock. Cena and Brock we've seen before. Quite a few times. I think with this one, you go with the match that is the most that has the most emotional investment behind it. And I think how much bigger are you going to get than freaking Cena and the Punks?
Than the Punks versus the Rollinses.
So to me, I think the fact that it was announced that Cena and Brock are closing out WrestlePalooza, I think is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
You're not going to hear an argument from me on that one because I'm with you on. I'll fight for this one. I'm with you right there.
I'm sorry. I think it's ridiculous that you're going to,
especially knowing that Brock doesn't really like going on last. Brock would rather go on first, get it out of the way, get on his plane, go back to Canada, and have a nice steak.
Yeah, but no, we have to. So what are you going to tell me then? You're going to open up with the Punks and Rollins?
I mean, if they do, then talk about Detroit Rock City, right?
I don't get it. I think if you want to open with one, you can open with Cena and Brock. I think that would make a hell of a lot more sense. Unless something big is happening. Because you got to remember, of the big shows that John still has, he still has Crown Jewel in October when they go to Australia. They still have Survivor Series, and you still got the retirement match.
So he's got Crown Jewel, he's got Perth, he's got Survivor Series.
No, Crown Jewel is in Perth.
The whole point of them calling it Crown Jewel was because it was a Saudi show. Yeah,
they're in Perth for that one.
That's fucking dumb.
Well, that's also why I popped, because supposedly the Monday Night Raw on, I think, the October 13th after Perth. You know how a lot of times now they're doing the Monday Night Raws from the city?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposedly like 8 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, you only have, I mean, yes, I know you have like a few more SmackDowns, and I think you have one more Raw. No, I think you have like two more. I think you have two more Raws, because I know he has the one in Boston in November. You got the Garden, so there's 5 right there.
Please pause for this interruption on what's going on with NXT. Lexis King was in the middle of the NXT ring, running down everybody, talking his smack and whatnot. And listen, I like Lexis King, I like the character, but man, I really need to find out who does his lineup, because that beard is on point all day, every day. And the one and only, the Prince himself, the Prince of NXT, Finn Balor, is on stage with his old music.
Yeah. Well, I kind of knew Finn was going to be there. They said something.
Well, we all knew that Finn was going to be there, but we didn't know when. And just the fact that he's got his old music, man, I love best. That right there goes up for one of the best entrances, especially with the demon.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. But let's go over to YouTube because Jay comments on here and goes, Cena. Like Vince says, he's the poster boy. John Cena is like all over The Rock, and he's money, and people will watch. But I'm sorry, though.
You don't have to have him in the main event. You can have him featured on the pay-per-view. People are still going to buy it to watch it.
Yeah, but
he can be the first match.
I don't understand this, and I would love somebody in the IWC.
Don't ask for that, because then you're going to get statements like, "Well, the main event doesn't mean that that it has to be the last match."
No, Ray, I'm talking about the people in the IWC who have a brain cell, which doesn't exist. But when you look at, with what we're seeing right now, I think with the Punks and Rollins, I think CM Punk and AJ Lee get the win. I'm going to say that right now.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the Punks get the win. How are you going to give AJ Lee her first match a loss? No.
And I think the next person going after Becky for that IC title is AJ.
It should be.
Jay over on YouTube says ESPN people like me we care about the main event, just like the Canelo Crawford, the biggest stars are less. I see what you're saying, Jay, but
you can't compare boxing to wrestling.
No,
because they're never going to list the undercard.
No, but here's my thing, though. Yes, I think Cena and Brock are the names. I'm not taking that away. But WWE, we've always heard they're always in it to make the moments. Case in point, let's go back to WrestleMania 3. What's the moment everybody remembers?
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man.
No, I'm talking about Hogan slamming Andre.
Oh, yeah. For the fifth time?
Yeah. WrestleMania 18. The stare down with Rock and Hogan. WrestleMania 30. Daniel Bryan holding those two titles at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's what WWE does. And I think you could have a moment with Punk and AJ Lee in that ring with the wins, both holding the belts, both kind of making their claim that of we're the ones going after these belts. And by the end of 2025, I will not be surprised if we're not sitting here saying CM Punk as your World Heavyweight Champion and AJ Lee as your WWE Women's IC Champion.
I can see that. I would be happy with that.
And Jay says he's not comparing, just stating the star power. But Jay, that's all well and good. That's all well and good if there was an actual story with Cena and Brock. There's no story there. There's no animosity. Yeah, yes, granted, there's animosity there. But when you look at, and he goes, okay, if AJ / Punk wins and AJ challenges Becky, AJ will lose. Why?
That makes no sense.
I'm going to repeat it again. If AJ / Punk wins and then AJ challenges Becky, AJ Lee will lose. Jay, I'm going to ask you this right now. Where did you come up with that? Seriously.
I need some of whatever he's drinking.
I think seriously, when you put the belt on AJ, you could potentially have it where AJ wins And we get the scenario where you get AJ and Becky at Mania next year for that IC title. And you can give that IC title the prestige that it needs. I think if you look at, looking at any other way, and I think going into that, I think that's how we're going to get Rollins and Punk at this point. But going back to the whole thing about star power, yes, granted, I'll put it this way. If we weren't having this mixed gender match on the card, then yes, I would absolutely say put Cena and Brock to close out the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that's the next big thing. But
Right.
I think right now, when you look at it, there's nothing bigger right now in professional wrestling than the storyline that we're getting with CM Punk, AJ Lee, Becky Lynch, and Seth Rollins. Especially the fact of the animosity between Rollins and Punk that dates back all the way back to the Ring of Honor days.
Well, the perceived animosity, because the stories that are coming out now are talking about the bromance the two of them have.
Yeah. But I just think, to me, that's the only way you can look at it. But, Ray, I'm going to ask you right now. We just went over the two cards. Wrestlepalooza and All Out.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, on paper, which show are you looking more forward to seeing?
Wrestlepalooza. As much as I stand for AEW, and you know this, I'll defend AEW to you all the time. It just doesn't seem like the card for me, dude. It doesn't.
Just want to go back to what Jay said here for a second. He goes, think of the people that own and watch ESPN. They're not going to know AJ/Punk over Cena and Brock. In that perspective, I see where he's coming from.
I kind of do, but I don't at the same time, because you would be surprised the amount of people that know Punk.
Yeah. And I think the people, yes, I think for this show, you're going to get a lot more of the casual fans because of the fact that it's going to be, and I heard something that they might actually air some of it on ESPN TV.
Oh, really?
I heard the possibility of almost similar, if you remember when UFC did their pay-per-views, for a while.
Oh, yeah. They had like that first hour there.
Yeah. Yeah. Jay says, but we're not talking about both of them. We're not talking about both of them, not just Punk. I have no idea what Jay's talking on that one. But I think for me, I think it's got to be Wrestlepalooza. I think Wrestlepalooza has the more intrigue to me behind it because we just went over the entire card for All Out. I think half that card for All Out could be on an episode of Dynamite. I hate to say it. I think, and also the fact that we're getting the return of Eddie Kingston with no vignettes, no pop and circumstance. Just, oh yeah, Eddie Kingston's going to return it All Out. Why?
I mean, doesn't
you could wait
I
for
feel like
that.
Eddie deserves like some sort of, fanfare that he's returning after almost 2 years on the shelf.
I think you could have done something where the fallout from All Out, then you could have said, oh my God,
The fallout.
Yeah. You could have had, then you could have had the return of Eddie. And then you could have set up something with him and Big Bill.
Mm-hmm.
But and also, here's the thing also. I think you could have waited for this match a little bit until AEW comes to New York. You gotta remember, both these guys are from New York.
Yeah.
I think first, I think that's basically the best way you can put it. I think you could have waited on this match. I think this match being on this card is not.
That would be a great match at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Jay has a question for us over on YouTube. He goes, first show on ESPN, do you guys feel we will get a shock return or a moment?
Who would it be?
I don't know. The only one I can think of would be is Rock showing up. That's the only one I can think of. because you're not going to have Jericho show up. Jericho, as of now, is still signed to AEW as far as we know. So you're not going to have him show up. You're not going to have any. I think that's the issue. No, Jay, absolutely not.
God, no. Are you kidding me?
I think it'd be funny, though, if all of a sudden they get rid of Andrade and Del Rio shows up.
I'll take 100 Andrades over one Del Rio, dude.
Except, I do want to touch briefly, actually, on...
I mean, I'd take one Andrade over 100 Del Rios. Sorry.
I want to touch briefly on Worlds Collide for two things. First of all, Psycho Clown, whoever does his mask...
Aren't they fantastic?
Oh, my... The fact that he can rip it off...
Mm-hmm.
Jay, I don't think we're going to see that.
He's a liability. After the last time you saw him on TV in Mexico, he is a liability. He went after news anchors. He went after old fans in the crowd. He's a liability. They wouldn't fucking touch him. They wouldn't freaking touch him.
But I'll also go this far. As much as people want to see Del Rio back,
nobody wants to see Del Rio back.
No. With Jay asking about, Eddie Shock and another them, I think at this point we're never going to see back in WWE. Enzo. Especially what he did at the Fourth Rope show.
That would be something.
I don't know. But as far as I wanted to say, first, like I said, I love his mask. The fact that in the match when they took on New Day and he ripped off the mask, it wasn't showing him, it was just another layer.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my. And then the scene that I love. Oh, apparently Enzo's on drugs.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. After the tag title match, and Psycho Clown, I'm not sure who the other guy is, are in the ring, and you see the Wyatt Six show up. I'm going to say this right now. Every time the Wyatt Six show up, the visual of all the phones going on, and the whole crowd starts singing the song, gives me chills every time. To me, it's one of the best things I think WWE has done, and I can't wait to see what. Especially now, we are getting to Halloween season. You do have the haunted house, I think, down in Florida, of the Wyatt Six, which I did see videos of it. Ray, I don't know if you saw videos of it yet.
No, I haven't.
Basically, from what I saw, they basically take you through. Remember the night that the Wyatt Six debuted?
Yeah.
Basically, that's the entire haunted house. It's just a walkthrough of that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that could be fairly frightening.
Oh, exactly. But
I just want to touch on Jay's comment there about Enzo being on drugs. I seen that. I gotta tell you, I've literally searched 7 different engines right now. Nothing comes up with Enzo Amore on drugs, Eric Arndt on drugs and Eric Arndt, drugs and Enzo Amore. Nothing pops up.
Like I said, I have no idea. Jay, if you find, what did he say? He says the Wyatt Six can't play dead in a horror movie. Oh, at the show that I was referring to, the Fourth Rope show.
Yeah.
He was on drugs at that match.
Like he performed under the influence?
I have no idea. I'm just reading what Jay wrote here. But guys, like I said, we got that coming up. We have a lot of stuff coming up. In regards to, I want to just touch on independent wrestling quickly. Ray, before we sign off for the
Yeah,
night.
go for it.
WrestlePro.
I know you got the guys over at WrestlePro. We had the Stompers in here before.
Yes, WrestlePro. Oh, speaking about the Stompers, I want to give a shout out to High Seas. We had them on the show last week, and they actually won the Don and Marcos tournament. So I want to give them
the cup.
They won the cup.
Congratulations.
So I definitely want to give them a shout out. I also want to make a mention here. WrestlePro has a show coming up this weekend with the main event being Killer Cross in his first post-WWE independent match, taking on the most marketable man of all, Richard Holiday. You also have Megan Bain will be in action. Rebecca Scott will be in action. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm actually going to pull up the card
boy,
here.
Folks, he's pulling up the full match itinerary.
Yes, because a lot of these matches are really
really good.
Yeah, that like I'll put it this way: if you have the opportunity, obviously you know that I would push for Brii Combination because of the fact that I will actually be at that show, and I might not even get into the ring. Who knows? At the WrestlePro show coming up this Sunday, here is the card. If I can actually pull up said card, that would be even better. Well, okay. I'm just gonna go with who's gonna be at this show. You're gonna have Lady Frost taking on Rebecca Scott for the WrestlePro Women's Championship. You're also gonna have, as you mentioned before, Max Caster takes on CPA for the WrestlePro Gold Championship. As we saw at the last show, CPA dropped the belt to Matt Cardona, and Cardona then lost it to Max, who Max cashed in his on-the-spot title. Basically, it's like they have Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Match. The Righteous will be making their debut. As we mentioned before, Megan Bain will be in action. She takes on Becca, and that's B, the number 3 CCA. That's how you spell her name.
Nice.
You also have, like I said, we mentioned Megan Bain before. In tag team action, the Savage Gnomes, which is Gabby Forza and Bear Bronson, take on the Cosmic Cuties, which is Ava Everett and LSG. You also have Mike Santana takes on Jordan Oliver. You also have, like I mentioned before, you have, in a no DQ match, mind you, you have Killer Cross taking on Richard Holiday. And guys, this is a card you're not going to want to miss. WrestlePro always puts on great shows. Also want to make a quick mention, because Brii Combination actually will be in action this weekend as well. They are returning to the Mecca, 106 Bergen Avenue in Ridgefield Park, as they have the Grand Rumble, a tribute to Mama Pan. I'll just run through the card quickly. For the BCW tag titles, Ray Calitre makes his return to BCW alongside Journey Burke, who Ray Calitre is a part of PCA, which is AJ Pan's group, takes on the Golden Glovers. Not the Golden Lovers, the Golden Glovers. We're also going to have in action Jay Bougie takes on Junie Underwood for the BCW Grand Dragon Championship. We're also going to have a live performance from Alpha Male. We're also going to this is actually going to be an interesting one. Notorious Mimi, who a lot of people remember her from her short stint in NXT as Sloane Jacobs, takes on former AEW superstar Layla Hirsch. And we spoke about this last week.
The tiny powerhouse, Layla Hirsch?
Yeah. And we spoke about this last week on Around
Legit Layla Hirsch, that was her name.
When I had Anthony Cole here, and I said it to him, in Mimi's run so far as champ, I think this is her toughest challenger. Because Layla Hirsch, even though she may not have done a lot in AEW, she's a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, you could see that. Up until that last that last injury that looked pretty severe, like, oof.
You also have Darius Carter defends the BCW World Heavyweight Championship against Kelsey Reagan. You also have the Grand Rumble, a tribute to Mama Pan, where it's 20 wrestlers and the winner gets a title choice of their option. So just to mention some of the names here, you have Adonis Stone, Ivy Malibu, intern Jerry. You have Daniel Alexander, Cha Cha Charlie. Yes, there's actually a wrestler called Cha Cha Charlie. You also have Leila James, good friend of mine, Mr. Anthony Gangone, and if you know, you know. You also have Oliver. You also have, I'm just trying to go through here quickly, Sammy Chaos, Mad John, Tiffany Avatar, and a surprise person. And who that is, we don't know. And no, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's not me. But I will be back in action because I can tell you right now, I will be on commentary for the first time since the inaugural Come Unknown, Leave Unforgettable. I'll be on the call for the Come Unknown, Leave Unforgettable, which, Ray, in case you or anybody who's watching this is not sure what that is, you know how a lot of times in pro wrestling we have the dark match?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of calling it the dark match, Brii Combination decided to scratch that name and call it the Come Unknown, Leave Unforgettable.
Ooh.
So basically the way it works is you have usually it's like 4 or 5 people in the ring, and it's myself. When I did it back in March, I don't know who's going to be for this one. It was myself, Kevin Pryor, who is part of 950 Lounge, and Rodeo. 3 of us were on call for this. Basically, you had a winner, but then we had to choose an actual winner, who then receives a shirt and the whole 9 yards.
Oh, nice.
So I will be back on call for that this weekend. Also coming up, I would like to make a mention here, the week of October 18th, which is only a couple weeks away, Dynasty Week returns to Around the Ropes. Ahead of Dynasty return to the Empire Live, the fantastic venue up in Albany, New York, called Capital Gains, which we do know one match already announced. It's a 4-way 4-on-4 elimination match where the winning team gets $50,000. The 4 captains for these 4 teams include Wrecking Ball Legursky, Joey Conway, Fox Vineyard, and your current Dynasty Heavyweight Champion, Black Rose. So basically, the week of the 18th, so October 12th to the 17th, we'll have Dynasty wrestlers on here. We'll have commentators on here just to preview the show. And guys, also, I can announce this as well. October 25th, Around the Ropes makes its very long-awaited return to a little venue on South Swanson Street. Ray, I think you know what building I'm talking about.
Do I, though?
We make our return to the 2300 Arena for Battleground Championship Wrestling.
Nice.
And there will be a pre-show. And I did get the word that I can announce who the host is. If you didn't catch my hint last week, that would be me.
Hello.
I will be hosting the pre-show back in those hallowed grounds of the 2300 Arena. Halloween weekend, the week of Halloween.
Nice.
And November 1st, DJ Storms, who's a friend of the show, is doing Battle of the Borough 2 in Elmwood Park, New Jersey, and Around the Ropes will be there for that as well. In what capacity yet, I am not sure, but again, we'll have to wait and see for that one. So we got a lot of stuff coming up and a lot more announcements set to come, but unfortunately, when you're at the level that myself and Ray are at, we can't just willy-nilly make announcements. We have to wait for legal to be involved. We have to wait for all of our I's to be dotted and all of our T's to be crossed.
Got to cross the I's and dot the T's, buddy.
But like I said, guys, when those announcements come, you're not going to want to miss it. Ray, great show tonight. Before we head out of here, final thoughts.
My final thought is this. I need Jay to explain his last comment. He says the Wyatt Six can't play dead in a horror movie. They're so bad. I don't want to see them on my TV. Give the belts back to WWE guys. What?
I just thought of something here. And I didn't discuss this with Ray yet, but I'm gonna mention this right now quickly. Have Jay come on the show next week.
I mean, he's gonna have to call in to explain that last comment.
Jay,
We'll give him about 5 minutes to explain himself.
Yeah, so I guess we're going over it a little bit.
You get 5 minutes, Jay. Get 5 minutes. That being said, I think that NXT Homecoming was a good was a good show. We had that on in the background.
Yeah.
He elaborates and says that the tag team division was known for wrestling, not horror. The horror shit I see in a movie in my own house.
Okay, hold on. Yes. Oh, I like how Jay's calling me out now. He goes, I'll come on. I mean, Jon came on my show. Yes, Jay, I remember. And I'm going to tell you right now, Jay, you'll be having an invite in your I will be sending a personal letter to your people.
Oh boy.
From our people.
Now we're getting legal involved. This is the end of the night, guys.
Guys, again, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, catch us here live Monday night with Battleground War Room, Tuesday night with Around the Ropes, Wednesday night with I-86 Sports, Thursday with Around the BCW World, and I can also confirm this, either Around the Ropes or Around the BCW World, I'm not sure which one yet, will be live Sunday from 106 Bergen Avenue, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, as Brii Combination returns for the tribute show to Mama Pan with the Grand Rumble.
I can't believe that Jon is stepping foot in Jersey.
I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm back.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, they got rats bigger than you.
I've dealt with it much.
And I'm not even talking about the furry kind. Just saying.
Guys, in the words of Billy Joel, life said of hellos and goodbyes. Unfortunately, guys, it is time for us to say goodbye. You can catch Ray and myself here live every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. But guys, just wait.
Don't tell them. Don't do it. Not yet.
Then, stay classy.
Not yet.
I said stay classy.
Okay. Be dropping no hints. See what you're trying to do.
Talk to you guys later.